I think the dialogue, I agree with you. The dialogue is not very good at all. And I'm not making an excuse for this because listen, a lot of this dialogue comes across as pure soap opera. This is a superhero soap opera.
X-Men most of the time has been.
I mean, like your boy Cyclops. Cyclops is dating Jean Grey, or married to Jean Grey. They're about to have a baby in this. I mean, that's even soap opera-ish itself. But he uses words like, Jean, darling, are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I forgot about that. Those were bothering me. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these old animated characters they're just as dramatic as humans. Like, again, and he's the most dramatic one. It's funny. He's bent over and he's like, you don't know what it's like to be abandoned.
Yes.
I will never leave my child. I want no part of this. Oh, you know, it's...
Oh, shit.
That is dead on.
I forgot about that.
Because I spit out my drink when he said that. You don't know what it's like to be abandoned. Who the talking to you?
I cannot, in good conscience, talk about Double Toasted live in LA without showing that image right there. Double Toasted live in LA. Now, earlier this evening, I was on a rampage. I was hell blazing with my hate for nostalgia, man. I do hate nostalgia. I hate it. You know, it's too much today. Unless you do it right. I mean, nostalgia does have its place and its time. Especially when the thing that you're about to do is nothing but nostalgia. That's the whole point. Mm-hmm. And that's what we have here with this highly anticipated series, X-Men 97. Oh, y'all know, you kids back in the day, y'all were raised by the X-Men. So you might as well went to the school with Professor Xavier. He raised a lot of y'all out there with that X-Men, the animated series.
I raised you right.
I raised you right. X-Men getting messages from Professor Xavier. I raised you right. But yeah, this is a continuation, picking up right where the series left off. You know, it's a bit of nostalgia that just took 30 years to get here.
Sure.
But you know what? The thing is, they just, here's what they were waiting on. You kids out there, you grew up with this and you love them X-Mens and that X-Men animated series. And they say, you know what? If your little ass loved it that much, let's just wait for you to have some kids of your own so you can pass it down to them and enjoy it with them together. Mm-hmm. Is it worth the decades of waiting, especially for, you could probably see this as some old, some leftovers, warming up some leftovers, man, 30-year-old leftovers.
Oh, that's that filet of fish I was hiding back when I was in college. Let me just pop this in the microwave.
Yeah, man. Just wipe that mold off of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Put it in the microwave. You'll be all right.
Spray it with some 409. It'll be all right.
Somebody said still fresh though. Is it? Well, I also have to tell you something. I did not grow up on X-Men, the animated series.
Get out.
I know.
How is that possible?
I know these youthful looks, you would think that's the case. Well, I was an adult, but I don't know why I didn't watch the X-Men. I now watch certain episodes. And I'm familiar with it. I was not in front of the TV religiously every time it came on Saturday mornings. But I did see it. You loved it though, right?
Yeah, well, it was part of the cartoon revolution that Batman the Animated Series started.
Yeah.
Because with that going so well, they were like, well, shit, let's do the X-Men. And then it was like, well, that's going so well, let's do Spider-Man.
Yep. I can't tell you why I didn't, being the big Marvel fan that I was. I have no excuse. But I have a chance now to make up for that mistake. Is it worth it though? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for X-Men 97. We'll be back with our review.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, Bob, keep buzzing in my ear.
Lawsuit. It's that theme song. Y'all don't know about that theme song getting in trouble years back. But you know what? That theme song is so powerful that they said to hell with a lawsuit.
Right.
We're going to do it anyway.
Money.
Exactly.
Magneto.
The last.
They're pretty boys.
Right.
I'm surprised you go like, yes. Pull that hair back.
Testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
He's wearing guy liner.
I know. Thick too. Mascara. Boy. He better not start crying. He start looking like the Crow.
I'm so glad y'all said this was a continuation from the 97 because I was confused as
You were.
I'm like, they said Charles Xavier was dead. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. I can't even remember how the series ended before.
Oh,
so
yeah.
coming to this, I'm like, I'm kind of confused.
Yeah. And I don't even think Charles Xavier was dead. He was shot by an anti-mutant activist. And
Charles Xavier used to die and come back all the time.
Well, I think at the end of the series, I think aliens took him to operate on him.
Oh, yeah.
So so he's not it's not like he's in my X-Men. No, I think I would not be surprised because they've already greenlit season 2. And I think they're even going to work on season 3 if they wouldn't bring him back. They're going to bring him back. They're going to bring him back.
He came back all the time.
Yeah, all the time. So let me see here, man. So I'm gonna let you know, man. Immediately when this came on, I hate to be the one to say this, disappointed. I did not like what they did right here.
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
Man, when it came on, they should have had that same guy talk about previously on X-Men.
They should have.
They did not do that.
They should have.
I said missed opportunity. When people said that they should have done that, because I remember them doing that on the show, I said perfect way to bring this back. I can hear people cheering in their houses when they do that. Did not do it. Kind of pissed me off. Did not like first mistake that they did. And really only one of the mistakes that they did. After that, I was fine, man. After that, I was like, all right, you know what? For not even watching the show, for not even knowing what's going on, I'm very comfortably set in with this, man. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. And I'm gonna tell you why I like this. I really like the approach that they took with this. I think that now that this is on streaming, the show's taking advantage of that. They found this nice middle ground to where, okay, we can still be kid friendly and appeal to the kids like it did back in the day, but they know your grown asses are watching this too. They know they know these adults are watching.
The biggest audience.
Yeah. They know people my age watching this, man. They know this. So they've stepped up the edginess with this a little bit. So for the adults out there, they've thrown in some things to make this just slightly more mature. They have very, 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 very mild cursing. Ain't Wolverine gonna be like, you bub. He's not gonna do that. But he walks into a club and he's like, these damn people. He talk about going to hell and all this kind of stuff. It still keeps the theme of X-Men feeling like it was edgy when you were a kid. It's just growing up with you just a little bit. Just a little bit. I thought that was kind of cool, man. And here's the thing that I really admire with this being able to kind of grow up just a little. So they're keeping to the theme of the X-Men being an oppressed group. Mm-hmm. You saw in the trailer right here, people still out there picketing them, mutants go home, go back where you came from. You mutant, you go back where you came from. Now, some people have tried to argue that, man, they trying to do this liberal woke stuff with it by having them still acting like they black people in oppressed groups and gays and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. So Stan Lee did admit that this was not originally supposed to be a message about civil rights or oppressed groups. He said that's not how it started out. But once I saw an opportunity, you goddamn right I did that. That's a great selling point for this.
I didn't create them to destroy racial prejudice, but this strip makes a great vehicle to talk about racial prejudice.
You damn right I'm gonna dick ride Martin Luther King. Yeah.
I'm sure somebody else mentioned it to him. You know what? The reason he made them mutants because he was tired of writing origin stories.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
he's like, I just wanted somebody. I want some people who were just born with powers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. No, it is. But the reason why I bring this up is because, it's they're able to get more political with it now. And I mean, they're not afraid to make direct comparisons to recent events. So they have in episode 3, they make a direct reference to the insurrection of the Capitol. They even use the word insurrection. So if y'all thought that whole thing with Rogue's ass was woke, y'all gonna watch this and throw your bottles at the TV. And also they have this character Morph, who they now say is non-binary.
Oh, yeah.
They use the pronoun they, but for the character, it fits.
Yeah, it does.
Because character can morph into any gender, even though he mostly comes across as male. So far, I'm really enjoying this. I'm actually kind of hooked for the episodes that we don't have yet. We have 3 episodes. I think they're going to be releasing 2 by the time we're done with this review, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Yeah, I was on Disney Plus today, and it said like, "Hey, X-Men '97, 2 episodes."
Oh,
okay.
So it's already out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling enthusiasm from everybody. I think I'm the only one.
Hey, look, this one's a lot different because the X-Men I grew up on was Hugh Jackman X-Men.
Yeah.
It was usually like him leading the team. This one's different. It's Cyclops leading the team.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
this is more
digging
comic accurate. Man, in fact, they're taking stories directly from the
comics.
book.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
like watching. I'm like, yo, why didn't they have him leading the team all along?
Well, that was
this.
probably a complaint people had when they saw the movies. Like Cyclops is the leader, but Wolverine, it just focuses so much on Wolverine.
Yeah. You think he's the goddamn leader.
Yeah.
But no, Cyclops in here is freaking amazing. Like, his powers are cool. What he does is cool. Wolverine is still amazing here. I honestly did not think I was going to like this that much. Like, I remember you told me that we had some episodes, so I was like, all right, let me give this a watch. I started watching it. I started loving it. Like, Magneto, he's like my favorite character right now.
Oh yeah. No, Magneto's a badass, man. I mean, listen. I got some things here that might seem like criticisms, which I don't mind so much, and some are about Magneto. But no, I'm enjoying this a lot. I mean, Martin, how you feel about this?
Well, I like everything you said about it. And just watching that first episode, I was like, wow, this writing and voice acting is so terrible. I'm almost laughing at how bad this is. I can't quite get over it. It's matter of fact, it's the kind of writing that you normally hate because everything is so dramatic from everyone.
Well, I think that's the thing with this.
Because what I wanted to say was, because the reason I was on Disney Plus, I was like, well, maybe the original series was like this, and I'm too young, and I didn't. But even though I was grown by the time it came on, but then I went back and I started watching the first episode. I was like, no, it wasn't. These original episodes were a little bit better. Everything felt a lot more natural.
Yeah.
How about the animation? Was it still kind of the same?
Well, the problem is it was done at that time when everything was on video, so it's not remastered. So it, I mean, the animation, it's about the same. I think it's actually a little bit better, but because it's old and not remastered, there's a lot of misregistration and all.
I think the dialogue, because that's something that I would say to be careful with, and I can understand if people don't like it, because there are things that will appeal to fans, especially if you were a big fan of the show back in the day, that might not, be something for new people that walk in. It's going to throw new people off. Like you were saying, walking into the middle of a story. I mean, if you don't know, if you don't know what's going on, I mean, what can I tell you? If you walking in and be like, who's this old bald headed man dying in his bed right here? What can I tell you? You're walking into the middle of a show after several seasons, but I think the dialogue. Yeah, I agree with you. The dialogue is not very good at all, and I'm not making an excuse for this. Because listen, a lot of this dialogue comes across as pure soap opera. This is a superhero soap opera.
X-Men most of the time has been.
I mean, like your boy Cyclops. Cyclops is dating Jean Grey, or married to Jean Grey. They're about to have a baby in this. I mean, that's even soap opera-ish itself. But he uses words like, "Jean, darling, are you okay?"
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I forgot about that. Those word bothers me. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I mean, these these old animated characters they're just as dramatic as humans. Like again, and he's the most dramatic one.
Cyclops.
The Cyclops.
It's a contest between him and Magneto.
Oh, yeah.
Because Magneto's he's doing Shakespeare in the park every time he speaks.
That dude do a lot.
But there's a moment. I mean, Cyclops. He's it's funny. He's bent over and he's like, "You don't know what it's like to be abandoned." I will never leave my child. I want no part of this. Oh, you know, it's
shit.
That is dead on.
I forgot about that.
Because I spit out my drink when he said that. You don't know what it's like to be abandoned.
Who the fuck he talking to?
We're all in the same room.
right. Even some of the car, like, what the f- you know, yeah, Storm is just as dramatic as everybody else.
She loud as
She was at one of them Senate meetings and she was like, "Behold my power, if you want to live, you will be silent and do as I say." You know, it's like, I mean, they're dramatic as
no longer feel the breeze.
That's what she said.
yeah. My power. Yeah, man. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm making excuses for this because I'm not, because I really am loving this show. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm loving this show and I'm going to say this because maybe if I criticize it, maybe I'm not understanding that that's intentional, because I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that is done by design. Because I think that since this is trying to keep the nature of the original show was kind of like that. The dialogue was very, it was a Saturday morning cartoon, so the dialogue was very dramatic. The acting was like this. It was very dramatic also, so I think that's part of keeping with the tone, the nostalgia of the original show. It's just an extension of that. The way I look at it is that you have to look at this like you are picking up the series again.
No, and that's why I went back and started watching the original show, and I was like, yeah, the original show is kind of like this, but they're taking it to another level. And I was like, it's okay. Like, actually, where we are now and the way cartoons have evolved, you kind of pull back on that. It's okay to pull back.
But this is, again, doesn't want to pull back. It wants to. It wants to be a continuation of that show, and I get it. I think that's part of the fun. Actually, I think they're doing that on purpose. But again, that's me. And also, they don't always do that. Like I said, it's mainly Cyclops that's doing that. And sometimes Storm, but even Storm can sit her ass down at some point and have like a nice intimate conversation with somebody.
I think she will in the 4th episode.
Yeah. Well, she does it in the second. Well, she did. Yeah, she did it in this. She didn't. No, she didn't. Was it the
second?
Or was it the third? It was the third episode.
I haven't seen the third.
Okay, it was the second one then. Like, she sat down with Jean Grey, and again, I mean, listen, like I said,
second.
Okay, well then
I remember that.
All right, yeah, she sat down with Jean Grey after losing. Well, I don't want to say anything, but anyway, they have a clip here of them talking, and it was, it was more pulled back, as you say. It was more subdued. It was actually a pretty good scene.
I need to tell you something, and I need you not to judge me too harshly. If he's a mutant, how do I tell him he's different? That he must always be careful, always be on guard, or else...
Bitch, have him talk to me. I'm black and a mutant. Believe me. I got a double dose of it. Yeah, you can at least walk down. You pretend like you have no powers. I'll still be like, all right, you white girl.
I'm black, I lose everything.
Shit, me, I'm a flying black...
It's loud.
I'm a
flying black woman. Shit, I might as well be a goddamn creature to them.
You wish him to be born human, to this family, to a sister.
Thank you, Storm.
There were moments like that where they could pull back, and I like that.
I wonder what it'd be like to be human. But then I remember, I'm a complete badass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anytime I play any kind of video game with the X-Men, I always pick Storm. She got the best power set.
Yeah. And I think the stories are engaging. I mean, yeah,
I mean, and I know which comics they're pulling from. And they're pulling from stories when I was kind of like going like, X-Men's kind of out there now. I'm gonna drop it. But it's interesting to see them, like, because I was like, okay, I stopped reading around this time. Yeah. So what's happening is kind of new to me.
Well, I'm just, a lot of people are getting excited about the trailer. And they show a lot in that trailer. So, that I'm gonna tell you, that first trailer showed you nothing, man. You know, if you love Gambit riding Wolverine, which sounds very sexual, but it actually kind of looks sexual. You know, everybody was excited about Gambit charging up Wolverine. If this line right here gave you chills, usually reserved for Professor X.
To me, my X-Men.
You know, that was the Avengers Assemble moment right there.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. That was the old shit moment. You know, if that got you excited, you're in for a lot more. You're in for a lot more, man. You know, Professor X is gone, so having Magneto take his place is I think is a very interesting concept that they played with here.
Especially when Cyclops was like, well, I guess it's up to me and I'm the new CEO. And I'm like,
no, you're not moved.
Sit down, little boy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yep, exactly. You know, Magneto becomes a good guy for now that we know of. And I like that, you know, the way that they're playing with him, trying his best. He's like, I want to kill you so bad. But
He's like, I'm trying.
Yeah. But my boy said, I don't need to do it. So that's the only reason why y'all still living right now. I do like that he's struggling with that. You know, even though he's very dramatic, I feel that with that character. You know, these mutants, man. I still like that that they're playing up more the hostility that's towards them, because they, you know, things have gotten so bad now that the people who hate mutants, they've got weapons that can actually stun them and do more damage. So I think, you know, they've upped that up a little bit more than they have in the past shows. And I think the animation, you know, you were asking about the animation. I think the animation is better. You know, listen, when they're just talking, it's very limited. But I think that when they get into the action parts, I think that's where the show really shines, man. I think that they do a great job. They just made a joke about that on Invincible. If you ever watch that show, they talk about how, you know, when the characters are talking, we ain't spending no money on that. Them characters can sit up there and that mouth can go up and down like that. But hey, that's only because we're saving money for when we get to the action parts, and those parts pay off.
Heads up!
What?
Stupid asshole. Stabbing the dick. But yeah, man, I think the animation is great when it gets to the action parts, man. And every episode ends on a nice cliffhanger. It's nice to see them being so faithful to the show that they're bringing back some of the original voice work, like Allison Seeley Smith and Cal Todd, who played Wolverine. Even though people said they didn't know that was him, they're like, "Who the hell is that?" That's that person ain't who it ain't my Wolverine. Bring back the original. And it was him.
That is him.
Yeah. I like the way they really stuck to the look of the 90s.
Yeah, they totally did.
Even though I had, man, see, this is what I had to laugh.
For better or worse.
Boy, Magneto, man, you thought he looked, okay, so Magneto.
The big MS.
Man, so my man looked.
That Fabio hair is very 90s.
Well, I'm looking at him.
Even Superman had it for a little while.
So he's all GQ over here in this suit and tie and this coat and everything. But when he takes that shit off, boy, he looks like a 60-year-old dominatrix woman.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a sexy gilf over there.
Yeah, right? And I was like, really? You got to put a giant M
right in the middle?
Right in the middle of his chest. Shit, I'm thinking about them damn...
And Cruella de Vil gloves.
The most sexy sex dungeon gloves he got on. Yeah, that's what he got them burlesque show gloves on, man. Shit, he gonna start stripping after he uses his powers. So please don't come in here. I mean, I know this is gonna take you back to being a kid again, but don't act like a child when you look at this. Don't come in here complaining about Rogue's ass. All right?
Oh,
people,
that was okay.
People actually use the word. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what that word means. Find a new one. This one's getting stale and old anyway. Talking about woke again. All over this cartoon woman's ass. Mm-hmm. Turns out they just took one still where one dude was perverted enough to draw that bubble ass right there. Mm-hmm. And somebody had to say, Jesus, I really didn't want to have to do this because I got better things to do and I'm an adult. But I went through and picked out several scenes just to prove to you that her ass was not that big through the whole series. All right? Her ass is actually kind of flat at sometimes. It's flat now.
I don't know, man. This looks a little juicy right there.
No, it's a little flat. Ain't nothing but
that's flat.
That's nothing but a line right there. The only thing that's helping out is that line actually on her uniform. Now there's some parts where she got, right there's a little bit. Yeah, she, and that's only because she really sticking it out right there. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, look, she know what she's doing. When she bending, when she working her glutes. Yeah, but for the most part, she didn't have no big Brazilian bubble ass. All right, if you're gonna use the word woke, which is stale, old, final, nothing. But if you're gonna use it for something that's worthwhile. That's what something that makes sense.
They don't know what the woke means. No, they were just talking about Sydney Sweetie and said her titties are woke. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's what they just said. They were like, her titties are woke. I said, what?
I'll tell you what I see. I'm pretty awake. That's what they mean.
Well, woke me up.
I'm woke. So, yeah, man. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a full price, and I'm doing this mostly for the fans out there because I did enjoy this. But I think by that logic that I enjoyed this so much, I would say that if I did like it this much, then why wouldn't the fans that grew up on this and watched this fanatically, why wouldn't they enjoy it? So yeah, I'm giving it a full price. And I think the fans out there, I think you're going to be very happy with this too. I think this is a big gift to the people that really love that old series.
I'm on the low matinee side. And for reasons I said, I do think they could have done. I know they're keeping with the spirit of the 97 cartoon, but that you still that's not an excuse to make the dialogue and the voice acting as bad as it is. You can step it up, but I did feel like it got better as it went along. So maybe 2 or 3 episodes from now, I won't even be having that criticism.
Oh, well, thank God I watched this after I saw Ghostbusters. Because I thought Ghostbusters was lazy and boring. I thought this was interesting and fun. I'm not too big of an X-Men fan, but sitting here watching this, I'm like, shit, I'm having a blast watching this. The animation looks good. Magneto is, like I said before, he's my favorite character. It's like what they're doing with him. I'm like, okay, I'm really enjoying this. I'm kind of like on his side because I kind of see his point. I'm like, look, I see you trying to do it this way, and these humans is not going for this shit at all. So I'm like, hey, bro, do what you got to do at this point. But
if you're black, you're always gonna see it from Magneto's side.
I mean, no, not even in the movies. I wasn't really like, I'm like, this dude's tripping.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this dude's tripping. But watching it here, I'm like, okay, you've tried it your way. It ain't working. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But that's because he ain't gone full asshole yet.
Oh, yeah.
Which he might.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Well, so he gets worse in the other one?
Well, he did. I know in the comics he tried it, and he goes back to his old villainous ways, man. He's like, because he tells people like, look, I tried it your way, all right?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're watching.
But it's the opposite way.
Yeah, he's going to do it again.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at that, man. He know he going to do
it. I'm about to say, shit, the things I'm watching, I'm like, he's trying it their way. It just ain't working. Yeah. But like I said, I'm loving Cyclops. I'm liking what they're doing with Cyclops and Jean Grey. I'm excited to see where they go with those two.
Yeah.
Wolverine is fun. It's just like he is in the movies. Yeah, I'm having a blast here. It's a high matinee.
Man, there you go. Well, and hey, you haven't seen episode 3 yet. I mean, they released the first 2. Episode 3 is
that's the better
one. Well, you know what? It's a really trippy episode. They have some of the best animation in that one because it's a lot of alter reality scenes in there. Some of it looks like a Miyazaki movie or something, man. It's like Spirited Away or something. It's a trippy, almost psychedelic and almost like a horror episode. It's and I don't want to tell you who the villain is in there. Some reviews I think I've already said. I'm not gonna say it, but it's that one has the best animation to me. That one was the most fun, and that was the last one I saw. So last one I saw was ending on a high note. So I highly recommend it, yo.
The one I saw ending on a low note.
Well, I saying on a high note, it ended because it was good.
Oh,
no, I'm saying not. I'm not saying it because it ended on a cliffhanger where it's like, oh, that's kind of depressing. But hopeful.
The second one was depressing.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, damn.
But the third one's kind of hopeful though. It ends on a hopeful note. But yeah, it's just very trippy though.
Unless you like kids.
Oh, that's right. Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, man.
Oh man.
Wow, normally babies are protected. Not here.
I can't wait to watch this third episode.
Oh, they do that baby wrong, man. I'll tell you what, that baby took it like a champ, too. I was like, damn. Because I was an adult, I'd be losing my shit right now. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one, check out our other YouTube channels, and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.